Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm Sean Anderson, Most Valuable Podcast, and today we're doing NHL playoff previews, and we're going to the Western Conference, and we're going to my Chicago Blackhawks. They're taking on the Nashville Predators of Chicago. They're reloaded, trying to win their fourth cup since 2010, and you still have the core of Kane. You still have the core of Taves, Keith, Seabrook, Hossa. You have all of these players coming back, and you still have a new youthful face as 7 rookies scored over 105 points for the Blackhawks. So you look at this Blackhawks team, and they're reloaded, and they're ready for another cup run. And after getting knocked out in the first round by the Blues last year, you can tell that they're hungry and that they want to get back there. And Patrick Kane's really seen an emergence in the past 2 years, putting up over 89 points in both season. You could see that early on in his career, but then there was that middle run in the regular season where he wasn't able to show that point putting up ability, but now we're really seeing the emergence of his goal scoring, and that really is a key attribute to Panarin and Anisimov coming over. And then you look at Nashville, they're really loaded as well, getting rid of a staple in Shea Weber and bringing in PK Subban. You also still have Yossi and Johansson. There's a lot of players here, but will they be able to get over the hump of Chicago? That's a question that remains unanswered. But you look at the Blackhawks, and their biggest key is going to be special teams. Both the PK and power play have struggled this year. You look at the power play, like in the past couple of years, that's been the strong suit of the special team. The PK has kind of fallen off. We either have an elite power play or an elite PK, and usually one falls off, but both have just fallen off this year. And really, the special teams is going to be what the biggest key for the Blackhawks is, because I said it in the Eastern Conference playoffs, the preview, that you're going to need special teams to win in the playoffs. You're going to need special teams to win in the postseason. If you want to get back to a cup, I think the Hawks know this, that you need special teams and deadly special teams to get over these teams. So when you have the man advantage or you're down a man, you need to be able to kill penalties and score against your opponents. The Blackhawks need to step up their special teams game, because we know they can score. We know Anisimov, who's coming back. We know Panarin. We know Kane. We know Taves, Hossa. All these players can score in bunches, and we know these players can put it up on even strengths. They need to translate that into power play goals, and they need to be able to kill penalties effectively. And I think Seabrook and Keith, obviously having the experience, will be able to do that. And for the Preds, it's going to be that line of Johansson, Arvidsson, and Forsberg. We know the damage Kane, Anisimov, and Panarin can do. You need to be able to match that. You need to be able to come in and put up as many points or even more points that Kane line does, because that Kane line is going to do as much damage. I mean, he's got showtime for a reason. He's been able to show up big in the playoffs. You need to at least counteract that and neutralize that and go on 3 lines pretty much. You need to go battle your other 3 lines against the Hawks' best 3 lines, because we see the damage that Patrick Kane did last year, being the Art Ross winner and being the Hart winner, I think. You need to be able to counteract that. And as a Chicago fan, as a Hawk fan, I picked the Blues last year, so I know when my team's down, I know when my team can really lose. But looking at this team, I think they're too reloaded. I think the Hawks win this one in 5. I think the Preds have a lot on their team. I think the Preds have a lot to them. But just look at this Hawks team with the experience. You look at Coach Q. You look at the youth on this team. I think the Hawks are going to end up winning this one in 5. Maybe the Preds can take it to 6, because we know how feisty the Preds can be in the postseason. But ultimately, I think the Hawks are just the better team. I think they're going to get the win. But these are just my opinions, so tell me who you think is going to win this series down below. Also, don't forget to like this video, and also don't forget to check out patreon.com if you want to support us in a different way. But most of all, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our other NHL playoff preview videos and the other content we put out. But I'm Sean Anderson, and we'll see you next time.